Sample. And I love Texans.
Oh my gosh, that looks good.
Television.
Anyway, we're celebrating the school, Lincoln, founded in 1950 for Andrews, then a colored student, and it went from 1950 until 1962, and then they integrated the school system here in Andrews. And this is our celebration. This is the first time, we've been wanting to do this, for years. Some of our former students, teachers, or whatever have passed on, and we thought it'd be a good idea to have it now. We have two accomplished authors, in town on the book signing, so we decided, we would coincide, with them and kind of honor them in the school, and that was the beginning, and it went on through Andrews High.
What does this event mean to you?
Well, when I came to Andrews, we moved here in 1964. The schools were integrated. So my first experience here, but I came from a segregated school out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. So that was my first exposure to integration. And it couldn't have been at a better time because, being in a segregated school in Louisiana, we needed a change of pace. When my father got transferred out here with Conoco Oil Company. He worked for Conoco, and he got transferred from refinery Lake Charles out here in West Texas. But it was a good experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything under the world. I played sports here when I was growing up in Andrews, and got a full scholarship to Odessa College and then the University of Houston. And I've just been in Houston ever since. But Andrews will always be home to me. So, love it.
We're just putting together a history of Andrews, and we just want to know everything.
When I first started coming out here, we didn't have a school. And I went to school in Ennis. Wilbur Templeton went to school in Odessa. It's one of the first families. And Nay Parker, or Nay Murray, went to school in Caldwell. He graduated from Caldwell. And we would come back during the summer. And it wasn't but just the three of us here, the whole summer. Then we would leave and go back to the places where we could go to school. When they got to black school, as far as I remember, Charles King made he's a real good career in the Air Force. He was the first one to graduate out of Lincoln School.
Okay.
Wilbur was the next. And then in 61, it was Calvin Brooks, Fred Robertson, Nisha Collins, and myself graduated. And other than that, I just lived next door to him.
And did you eat some barbecue?
Him and his two brothers were like brothers to me. And his dad cooked barbecue, and his dad would go down to Brownwood to cook for some people that would go on a hunting trip, fishing trips.
Deer hunting.
And then his mother would go to pick his dad up, where she would take me along with them. And I left and went to Arizona. That's where I started really learning how to play basketball. Then I went to California. I came back here in '59. And we had a pretty good team, but we couldn't beat nobody. But we beat everybody in the district except Crane. But in '59 and '60, we played the Andrews Mustangs. The Mustangs beat us by 3 points. In the year of 60 and 61, we played the Mustangs again. We beat them by 15.
Ah, okay.
We had 7 ball players. They had 10. And that was a big highlight.
When we were the
of me
Yellow
going
Jackets.
to Lincoln
The
School.
Yellow Jacket?
Yellow Jackets.
Oh, really?
Lincoln Yellow Jackets.
Lincoln Yellow Jackets.
Oh, wow.
When Charles King that graduated, the school was a credit school, and he went to Tech and couldn't get in there because the school wasn't credit that you graduate from.
Wow.
It was a school. It wasn't a credit.
Right, yeah.
It was almost like an elementary school. They had never upgraded to a credit high school back then.
Then when I graduated in '61, when they started back school, they integrated.
Yeah, he was the last
And
group.
then his brother, Arthur Collins, Bobby Lawrence, Bobby Smith, and I think the Roo Jays and the Fru Jays, they got together and they took Andrews to state. I don't think they won, but they did take.
They went to state.
Yeah, they went to state.
Wow, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so now, are you kin to Keith?
Keith is my son.
Okay, so I went to school with him, and then I went to school with Daryl Collins, which is, that's Mitch's son, right? And Daryl,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Keith is my son.
So we all been around here a long time.
We came here in '54,
Uh-huh.
and wasn't anything. And my dad came here with the boom.
Uh-huh.
There wasn't a place to stay. Across from Buddy's, there's a service station there, and he stopped there to get gas, and was looking for a cooking job. And they told him to go to the Pheasant Grill.
I got a son in Odessa, Kirby. He's a chef cook for Roadhouse over there. And I've got a daughter in West Houston. Her and her husband own and operate their own cleaners. I got a daughter in LaPorte, Texas. She's a school teacher. I got a granddaughter in Kingsman. Is an assistant coach. College in Kingsman, down close to Harper's. Okay. And then I got another daughter in school in Louisiana. That's majoring in forensics.
Oh, wow, okay.
A granddaughter.
Granddaughter,
Class of Lincoln, graduated, last class
So your dad applied for a job. Did he get that job?
His job was everywhere then. He went to work that day. He drove in, and the cook didn't show. He cooked that day, and the cook didn't show up. He worked about 24 hours before he didn't have a place to stay. It wasn't no place to stay in Andrews back then. He slept in his car for about 4 or 5 days, and then he finally got a room. But then he had a pickup and made a camper out of it. And then finally he got a place to stay. But jobs was everywhere back then.
Yeah.
There was a boom here.
So kind of like today.
Yeah. It was a boom. That was in '54.
And when did your family? When did you guys come?
55.
Okay.
55. He was.
My mom, Lucy Doris Foots, she worked for Johnny Smith, the one that owned the Ford company, and she helped raise Kinsey, Steve, and they had 2 daughters also, and she worked for them for about 25 years.
Oh yeah.
Steve Smith.
Yeah. Wow. So you guys know any good stories on each other?
We used to hunt birds, the pigeons, and cook them. He was the cook. He cooked them in the backyard.
We were gonna sleep out one night, and everybody had bunked down, and a scorpion got in the sleeping bag with Howard. That broke it up.
Yeah, where Devon Cliff Fork is now, it was a cotton field. And as a kid, we had friends over there picking cotton. We used to go over there to help them pick cotton over there. We didn't have to, but we just went over there
Just to help out.
yeah,
Give a
just to
hand.
see what the experience was of picking cotton across
Oh, wow.
there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cotton field.
Wow. Well, I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know there was a cotton field there.
And then after I got grown, I played softball here. We have a softball team. We also had a basketball team. I played against guys like Johnny Smith, Forrest Smith's son, and Emery Smith. Quite a few of them.
Very good. Well, what did you guys like best about growing up in Andrews?
Oh, Andrews, it's the best place to raise your kids. It's the best place for friendliness, and the best place if you need help. This is the best place, and it's the best place to everybody know each other. I always think about moving somewhere else, but I raised my kids here, so I'm proud of Andrews.
Yeah, you've been here a long time.
There wasn't no streets.
Long time.
It wasn't in streets down here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The county had to, when it rained, the county had to pull you out with a tractor.
Oh my God.
Maintain it. It wasn't in the streets.
Yeah. Well, and are we ever going to get that Hubert barbecue recipe? Are we ever going to get that? Is that
I don't think it'll ever be.
You didn't give it up?
I have it. I have it, but it'd never be the same.
Dang.
It'd never be the
His
same.
dad used to sell barbecue down on the Thriftway parking lot. Was it Thriftway at the time? And people didn't go out to eat all the time, then. And so when my dad would stop and get Hubert's barbecue and bring it home, that was like a big
Big. Potato salad, beans, sausage. He made his own sausage. His hot tamales. He made his own hot tamales. And he used to come from the house. You see a trail of people following him go to Thriftway. They knew his schedule. They'd be waiting when he gets there.
Yeah.
A plate then was a plate.
Yeah, absolutely.
It feed everybody.
Yeah.
But now a plate won't feed you.
Right. You got that right. Yeah, you got that right. Well, good. Guys, we appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
My father came in the middle 50s, I guess around 54. My father was Willie D. Anderson, and he was kin to, his sister was already here, which is, she was a Hubert. Her name was Elena. And he had another sister here. Her name was Annie Mae. She was married to the Menifees. So they brought him down from Brownwood, and he came back. He came in the 50s. I got around 54. And he worked for the city of Andrews up until 1987. I think he worked for 30 years for the city of Andrews. He owned his own business. It was W.D. Anderson and Sons. And that's how we came to Andrews, through my father. He married my mother, and that's how we got here.
So what do you do?
I don't live in Andrews. I moved to Canyon. I live in Canyon, Texas. So my wife, she's from Andrews as well. She's kin to the Collins. Her father was W.J. Jones, and so she went to West Texas A&M, and we were dating. I lived here in Andrews, and she won, so I moved to Canyon. So.
My name is Evelyn Hearn Fields, and Oline and Rayfield Hearn were my parents. We came to Andrews 1958. We love the community. I'm the oldest of 8 children. I have 4 sisters and 3 brothers, and they are, this town I love. I love the people here. My family love it here, and every opportunity that I can get a chance to come back here, I come back home.
Now, how many of your siblings went to Lincoln School?
I went, Rayfield, Nate, Nitty, and Gloria.
Okay.
The first 5 of us.
What brought the family to Andrews?
Looking for work.
Okay.
We came, I think originally my parents came from East Texas, like Atlanta, Texarkana, in that area, and they came out here for work.
Well, good. Well, I mean, it sounds like, like I said, the whole family is very successful and got a good start here in Andrews, so that's good.
Yes,
so
sir.
it's good to know that Andrews is going to get a good start.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The whole family has a good foundation. That's great. Yeah.
My name is Billy Dixon. I grew up here in Andrews. I did not attend Lincoln High. The year I started
elementary school was the year they integrated. It was me and a young black lady named Cynthia Max. We were the first black boy and girl to start out in first grade in Andrews County, so we're part of the county's history.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much.
Uh-huh.
And if I had never moved off to Atlanta, Georgia, we would have been the first two to go all 12 years and graduate. I was born in 1954. My grandmother, Mattie Gadden, raised us. My mom worked, and she later got with a guy named Benny Williams. That was my stepfather. 1968, he went and changed me and my two big brothers, Crawford and Glenn Williams, Dixon to Williams, and then everything we achieved in life was like under the Williams name, but we was born as Dixons. We came to Andrews County back in 1950. My cousin Joe Brown and my grandmother Mattie Gadden were brothers and sisters. He bought his mother, my Aunt Ella, bought her with him, and that was part of the clan. They moved around where they could pick cotton. They left Seagraves and ended up in Andrews. And from here, I've seen the town grow a lot. I've seen a lot of good, a lot of bad, but it is a good place to be, knowing that you was born and raised in. I played high school ball. I'm an ex-Mustang, big Steeler fan, big Mustang fan, black and gold.
Stuck with the colors.
That's it. I'm employed at Basic Energy Services. I have my two brothers, Crawford Williams, Glenn Williams. They've gone on. My mother, Billy, she's passed. I'm the oldest of the clan. I have a little brother, Archie Williams. I have a little sister, Connie and Felita. We're the only four left out of a family of 8. And I have Uncle Charlie, which was my mother's brother, living in Midland, Texas. And I wish we'd have more get-togethers like this, because there's a lot of people here that I haven't seen in years, and a bunch of them we growed up with. But I did get my learnings at Lincoln Center, the Hard Knock School, but I did not attend it. But I am glad to see a bunch of people that did attend it.
And you've got a new cookbook, and like I read in the newspaper, the pot liquor, and you said it doesn't have anything to do with the moonshine. So explain what pot liquor is to us.
Okay, now growing up with us, pot liquor is the juice that's left behind when you fix like your collards, turnips, kale, even green beans, and even red beans. And it's fixed with, we put ham hock and onions, garlic, and all kinds of seed peppers, whatever your taste buds like. It can be spicy or not so spicy, but the liquid behind it is very delicious and also very good, because the collard green today is considered a superfood, full of nutrients.
Yeah. And you knew that before science told us that, right? That's right.
Yes, I knew they were good for you, but I did not know how good.
And did I read correctly, like you guys used it to, like, kind of treat sickness or whatever? That you
Yes,
drink
it's
it,
a remedy, the juice from it, because it's so full of vitamins and stuff. It's like it helps your immune system. And I said, I guess our parents knew it was good for us, because we just ate it because a lot of times it was good.
Yeah.
And so, but it was very good.
Yeah. Well, and how did you put this together? Are these like family recipes? And
They are partially family recipes and a combination. And the message in the book I just wanted to bring to the forefront is how we work better together than apart. And so there's a lot of different cultural recipes. And my family, my children are very integrated in their marriages. And so I just love the worlds coming together, because we are much better together, united, than we are separate and apart. And I think we're more successful when we learn to respect and honor each other's customs, cultures, and it makes a better place.
definitely. And so tell us a little bit about your book.
My book is an inside story from coaching. I coached at Permian High School. I worked as a teacher and a coach there for 10 years, and then I went into administration there. During that time that I coached at Permian High School, it was the best time in the history of the school. 2 state championships where we went 16-0, a national championship where the first time in the state of Texas we were named by the Associated Press and ESPN. We were named the team of the decade, 122 wins, 11 losses, 6 ties. Friday Night Light, a best-selling book, Friday Night Light, a best-selling movie, and Friday Night Light, an Academy, an Emmy Award-winning TV series came out at that time I was there.
Right, yeah.
So my book, Mr. Bissinger wrote a book, and it's Friday Night Lights. And it was not received by the East side, that's the Permian side. He released the book. He was supposed to come back for a book signing, and they had 50 death threats on his phone that if he showed up, he might not survive. So it was a little received negatively, and my thing was I saw so much positive at Permian High School. All the kids and the families that I dealt with, it was such a loving environment, and to have as many people involved with that program. I mean, we had a band with over 400 students in the band. Pepettes, 130, 140 Pepettes. When we left to go play the playoffs, we would have a 23-mile Winnebago following.
Wow.
We set a record at Texas Stadium when we played in a semifinal game against Lamar of 48,000 people showed up to see that game. 30,000 from Odessa.
Wow.
It doesn't get any better than that for high school football. It's an amazing run. But the most important thing, the special thing for me was the kids. It was just amazing what they did. You know, people will come back and tell you, you know, Permian had these 200, 280, 300-pound guys. We never did. We played with 180-pound players, and many of them went both ways.
Yeah.
It was an amazing system.
Yeah.
From 1965 to 1994, we had a winning percentage of 88.9%. Just amazing. I don't think it'll be duplicated.
Yeah. And then you coached during that time? Okay. Wow. So did you play high school sports here in Andrews?
Yeah, played in Andrews. Yeah. Football, basketball, and track. In basketball, I got a scholarship in basketball when I left Andrews. And I went to Odessa College, played 2 years of basketball at Odessa College, received an academic scholarship to any school in the state of Texas from there. And I chose to go to North Texas Tech.
Okay. Wow. Very good. And then you've gone back and you got your doctorate years later. So when did you do that?
I did. I received my doctorate in 2009. I went back to school at 55. My doctorate is in theology from Southern Methodist University with a concentration on urban ministry.
Okay.
And I pastored churches and for 15 years small Methodist churches and served as a principal at the same time. The school that I worked at was a discipline school. My heart was to reach out to the animals and their families. I don't believe that any kid that comes to school wants to fail. Something happens to them. Something happens in the family when the cause is there. And we've got to find that core value to help those kids get back on track. I don't believe in ADHD. I believe that every kid has something they love to do, and we've got to fit the system to match that love. And once you find that core value, all kids can be successful. I believe that with all my heart.
Now, is that something you learned in Andrews?
Andrews was an excellent system. And the reason why it was excellent because we could hire the best teachers. You know, the money, the oil was always there, and they paid $4,000 or $5,000 above the state average. And we have the best teachers. It was a phenomenal school. People would come from all over when it was built back in the 60s to take pictures of it. We had this open door concept, carpets, all of this swimming pool. It was just amazing. Had the best workout gear, the best uniform. We were the first school to start wearing leather sneakers. We would go to those other schools and they would just bug out. Man, we had our own bus driver. The coaches didn't drive the buses. It was amazing. Yeah, Andrews was special. I would get, you know, when I played ball, I had played with people from all over the nation. Detroit, Michigan, Alabama, Mississippi. Mississippi, and we would go in the English class, and the English teacher would say, well, we're going to start on this, so we do essays. And they would look around and go, what's an essay? See, I knew what an essay was because I had to write them in high school. I knew Beowulf and all those kind of guys. It was an excellent education.
Wow. That's great. That's great. So what about your family? I mean, like your family when you grew up here, how when did your family come to town and to Andrews?
It was shortly after I was born. So we grew up, and the history that I know about during that time was mostly church.
Yeah.
And then I grew up in the same school system that Nate was talking about. A big part of my success, I played volleyball, sang in the choir, first African American cheerleader, and had wonderful teachers who encouraged our community. We had faith, love, and hope, and I felt like the success for the recipe for success. And my parents were very instrumental in this city, in this small town, of showing us how to give and love, and just promoting whatever we did as children to encourage us to be more and to do more. And like I said, the community as a whole, we played together, we prayed together. The youth center is the center focus, like I talk about in the book. How the whole community is the reason why there's a large percent of African Americans who have gone on to be doctors and teachers, lawyers, whatever they come to be in the medical industry, entrepreneurs like myself. I'm a writer as well as artist and musician, and I love life, love people, and just happy to be here at this big event where we're not just celebrating us and our book signing, but it's celebrating the community. It's celebrating all of us as people. And today, to me, it's historical because we've integrated. We went to the high school, black and white together. Today, we're sitting in here. I think this is the first time this has happened. And so I'm happy that things like this have brought the community